that the only reason for the next 3 weeks, you may go put out 5,000, 10,000 into promoting this. But I mean, you may spend 5,000 to promote and get this going. But the whole goal is for you to get those sales one time and then pay the lease for a year. So now
Right.
you don't want to accrue more debt in the way that it's structured, in the way that you operate. So now it's not
Makes
every
sense.
single month I done signed up for a $2,000 bill. I signed up for
Hmm.
3 weeks worth of work to cover up and give me a facility to be able to go and make money off of. Now, anytime it's like
Right.
now, so that becomes a thing where, okay, for the next year, if you need to rent it out, if you need to do something with it, you still got that asset there that's not costing you anything anymore. You just realistically applied,
Hmm.
you gave it 3 weeks of your time, and then you out of there. But now you have it.
Gotcha.
So I would
Makes
look and see
sense.
what can they do, what skill sets can they develop,
Right.
um, be able to deploy capital. You know what I mean? And go
Gotcha.
every
Yeah.
will go to that.
Yeah.
So it depends on
Okay.
what business they're in that they're getting cash flow from is what goes.
Okay.
Well, at what industry are they in? I'm just gonna do it now. We here. What is it?
Insurance.
They're in,
Insurance. So here's the thing.
gotta keep it
That
short.
they got a bunch of right, they got a bunch of insurance that they use credit to run ads, ended up getting a bunch of chargebacks that ate them up, that the credit card debt got out of control, and that's what happened, right? So they're going back into the insurance. They're still in insurance, but they had to dig out of insurance debt and credit card debt. You understand what I'm saying? So
The marketing plan to generate new leads and get people into insurance, but they need to create a digital product. They need to fund digital products on
mhm,
education, insurance, and different things like that, and resources and things on a digital product, on like an ebook, and figure out how to
mhm,
sell that, take those profits and clear the debt. So now you're running ads, and off your ads, let's just say wherever it is, there's a bridge sale where people can buy an ebook for $9, $10, $20, but you want to stack this damn ebook so much value because you literally can create a digital product. You want to stack it with so much value and so many different resources and affiliate links for things that they can do, to where now I'm
mhm.
paid off the sale, but I'm also getting paid off the affiliate links. And all my profits that come from that business, I'm willing to spend $10,000 a month on running ads. If I can get this to produce 30,000 a month, I'm profiting 20,000. That 20,000 every single month would just go to clear that debt. And if I can scale it, I'm
Makes
gonna scale it.
sense.
But I'm gonna try to get that debt cleared. And that's one of the
Okay.
things is that, it's like, okay, I'm in insurance, and it's also going to bring me new clients. So I'm running advertisements and paid traffic to bring me clients to grow my business. I just created an asset, a digital product to clear off my debt. Now I'm not spending my money to do it. I'm spending my money to make me money, but I created another revenue stream in here to get rid of that. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to take my money, go there. See how my money now
Gotcha.
motivates, because I can use it based off my industry. And a lot of times that's where we get confused at, is that operational mindset is, we going into it tonight. It's crazy. Like I'm about to literally
Yeah.
go through it tonight. That's the part I want to go through
Thank
with you.
you.
All right.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, I did bring Gino up, and then this will be the last one. We are actually past our time, but Gino, if we want to knock out this real quick, man, we'll
All
we'll
right.
get rocking.
What's good, Marcus?
What's up, boss? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I had a quick question about maximizing the leads that I have right now. So I got a video that just went viral on Instagram. I got about like 13,000 comments. So that would be like, because I got the mini chat set up, so I got about like 75, well, probably like 6,000 DMs right now. You feel me? So the way that I set it up was I had to send them a link to join my school community, but it didn't close how I wanted it to. So I switched it up. I sent them like an initial message and then gave them the option to reply again
Mhm.
to see if they wanted to join my community. So I started doing that. I thought it would help. It's not really helping. So I hired a setter to go in there. So I'm just trying to figure out what should I do next with all the leads, because I'm still getting about, I say I get about 50 comments a day. It's still going right now. So I'm
It's
trying to
gonna be
maximize.
your operation system, right? So listen, don't try to go the biggest misconception. You can get some sales, right? But that shit does not convert. You want to you need to, one, are you making them follow you before you send them the link? Are you doing that?
Nah.
Trigger to make them follow you before you send them the link. It's gonna grow your following and shoot your shit through the roof. So make them follow you in order to get the link. If they're not following, it won't send them the link. Number two is that you then need to learn, you need to communicate through ManyChat. You can broadcast message to anybody who you, if once you DM somebody, once somebody DMs you and they communicate with you, at that point, you can now broadcast and send messages. So if you got 7,000 people, you need to create a broadcast channel where you're gonna, I don't know if you approve, they just gave me a broadcast channel like 48 hours ago. And so I'm in the middle of this challenge. So I'm not marketing and getting into my broadcast channel yet until I get there. So you're going to use your ManyChat to, one, make people follow you. That's going to boost your following up, but that'll keep people engaged with your page. Number two is that you're going to then blast the chat out to make people go to join your broadcast channel. Your broadcast channel is just going to allow you to add value to people that then will allow you to convert them over into sales better, because you'll be able to go in there. And if you set up a proper marketing plan where you're delivering value X amount of times per week, X amount of times per day, giving them jewels and adding value to them, that will then take them and then you're going to sell them from there and make your life easier. So your following grows and your broadcast channel grows, where I can directly talk to you and I don't have to go out and be waiting for the algorithm to catch or not. If you get 5,000, 10,000 people in that broadcast channel, you can go in there and fish.
All right.
That help?
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's work.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for the great question. Did you enjoy this Q&A session? Let me know in the chat. If you enjoyed the Q&A session real quick, just go ahead and let us know. This is phenomenal, y'all. If you're here inside of YouTube watching, welcome in. We are just starting the main session, just kind of getting things up and off the ground. So YouTube, general admission. We actually let some people in for free tonight, Marcus. If you didn't know, we did this very last minute. We wanted to give a sneak peek to the public just for day one. So if you're here from you just got a text or an email with the link for day one. This is a sneak peek of what's about to come for the rest of the week. We have 5 days planned of information on how you can really turn your credit around, build amazing credit and funding, and then go build a business with it, which is going to be phenomenal. So listen, if you're here, I told VIP, Platinum, and Diamond the same thing. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper. Get prepared, because we're about to go for 45 to 60 minutes here to give you the first lesson of the week. So Marcus, I'm going to come back in at the end and wrap things up. I'm going to turn the mic over to you, and it's time to give him some value, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, we can.
All right, perfect. Listen, I'm excited. Welcome to the Credit to Cash Challenge. Listen, we got 5 days. Day one today, right? I want to figure out, we got to go through something in that we're doing on day one. I'm excited about day one. The biggest thing that I'm excited about today is getting the mindset right? Day one is to understand and set a foundation of how we have to think and operate, because we've been trained and conditioned one way. But as we go through understanding how to grow our business, how to be able to be successful entrepreneurs, right? We have to have a certain level of way that we think. We have to rewire the way that we think. If we think like everybody else, then we'll operate and get what everybody else got. Do y'all agree? Like, y'all let me know if y'all agree in the chat. Like, if I think and use the same tools that everybody else has the same exact way, it's impossible for me to get something different, right? And so one of the things that I always pride myself on is making sure that I'm thinking outside of the box. But what's one thing about it is this, right? The reason why I call these healing hurdles, right? The reason that I call these healing hurdles is, guess what? In order for us to grow, we have to heal. In order for us to grow and change, something has to be broken, right? And so we got broken systems in our business. We got broken ways that we look at things, right? We got things that we have not been able to figure. But guess what? These are not things they're not negative. These are things that we get to heal and overcome, right? So I need y'all to understand. I need y'all to write down healing hurdles, right? I want you to start to be able to identify your healing hurdles, because guess what? You'll in this process of with your healing hurdles, what you'll be able to do is actually learn to get better, right? We don't look at things and call it trauma. We don't look at things and call them issues. We don't look at things and call them problems. What I look at is anything that I have to overcome only helps me build. It only helps me heal and become greater. Do y'all agree? I need y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if you agree, right? I need you to drop a 1 in the chat if you agree, right? I need you to drop a chat if you're willing to start overcoming healing hurdles. Why? The way that we position this now makes us feel better. See, we now feel better. So now when you look at a problem and you come to an obstacle, it's not a thing of, oh man, you know, I got a problem that's laying in my way. Like, nah, I get an opportunity to heal. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, one of the things about it is this, right? We're gonna go credit, cash, capital, control, right? Credit, cash, capital, control. What does this mean? Most people, this is what we want to talk about it. You got credit, you got cash, you got capital, you got control. If you have 3, you'll automatically get the 1. If you got credit, cash, and capital, you have control. If you have control, capital, and cash, you'll be able to get credit. Any one of these 4 C's work, right? But what happens is that most people don't have the right formula. Most people don't have the right formula, right? And so what I want us to rewire, because most people think this, and just let me know. Most people, and just think about it, is that you go credit plus a business equals success. Is what most people think. Do y'all agree? Like, I got a business. If I get credit, my business will be successful. Like, that's where most people are at. It's like, you know what? I got a business. I just need to get credit. I need to get money. If I get the money, if I get the credit, my business will be successful. But what most people don't realize is that that's not the answer, right? That's not the answer. So where I want people to go to, where I want people to start to understand is this, is that you're gonna have to acquire business, cash flow strategy, credit strategy, tax strategy equals success. As we develop these things, I want you guys to understand it. Business, cash flow strategy, credit strategy, tax strategy equals success. Do y'all follow me on that? Y'all follow me on that? Right? I want you guys to understand that these are the things that we have to focus on, right? These are the things that we have to focus on. These things matter more than anything. You got me? So what I want is, as we look at it, is that these are the things that we need to start to focus on, because these often are overseen and forgotten. You got me? These things are overseen and forgotten. All right? All right. So these are the things that are going to be inevitable. Y'all follow me? So credit, cash flow strategy. We're going to dig through it. I need you guys to write a page out for that. Credit strategy. I need you guys to separate a page for that. Tax strategy. I need you to write a page out for that. The business is what you already got. But what you do with the business and the cash flow system is what's going to matter the most. All right. Now, one of the things, the things that we're going to go over and the things that we're going to heal tonight, right? As we jump into the mindset and understanding, where the biggest things I want us to do is this: consumer mindset versus investor mindset, emotional relationships with money, and why most people misuse credit. Okay? These are hurdles that we have to overcome. The way that we look and position ourselves, our emotional relationship with money, and why most people misuse credit. So when it comes to the consumer mindset versus investor mindset, right? Consumer mindset, you see a business as one-sided transactional exchange. I give someone something with my money once, right? Most people when it comes into business, when you look at your business, you only look at it, right? This is one of the biggest things that I see people struggle with when I'm helping entrepreneurs grow, right? When I'm helping entrepreneurs grow, one of the biggest things that I'm seeing people actually struggle with is that they look and think that it's one-sided transactional, because we grow up in a world, in a society that we do everything is transactional. You got me? I buy something in exchange for money, right? How many of you guys, like when you look at business and you look at your business right now, you think about whatever product or service it is that you have, your goal is, okay, this is what I do. Somebody pays me, I get paid, they get what they bought or the service, they get the product. That's business. I'm done. right? That's how most people look at it. But guess what? That's wired wrong, because that's operating business from a consumer standpoint. That's a consumer's framework. The consumer framework is exchange all the time, right? And so often that sometimes we don't realize, it's like, yo, you know what? I need to reframe the way that this is structured. You got me? I need to reframe the way that my business, my mind is structured around business and how I'm going to conduct this. You got me? So when I say the recession-proof mindset is this, is that you want to maximize every transaction by extracting at least 3 to 4 forms of value. Okay? I need you to extract at least 3 to 4 forms of value, right? So I need y'all to write this down. 3 to 4 forms of value changes your mindset when it comes to business. You hear me? So do you know what are your forms of value, right? What are those forms of value? What do those look like? So remember, anytime you do a transaction, when you're building your business out, when you're operating in business, right? It's not one time. You want to look at the different forms of value that I can get, right? No one-off exchanges. So multiple ways to benefit from transactions when you're doing business. When you're setting up your company, when you're setting up the services that you provide, when you're setting up whatever it is that you do, you got monetary value, you got credibility and reputation, you got value exchange, you got social equity, you got branding and marketing, you also have relationship development. So often people look at how I built my business and why I built it the way that I do, and they'll think that, oh man, you just sell one product and it works. It does not work like that. Right? I have partnerships now, right? I have a partnership with somebody now, and it's going like, hey, I may not pay you to do certain things in our partnership, right? I'm not paying you in our partnership, but in this partnership, because of the other benefits that I have in my value, and when it comes to my business, it's deeper than monetary value. So what I did was like, okay, I'll use one of my members in the 1%, for example, right? So I see her moving. She has a lot of motion. She has credibility. She speaks. She understands to how to monetize, right? Because of my credibility in our transaction, I may do business and we may split the profit that your company makes, but that does not mean that I need to be paying for things. So I use my credibility and reputation. I make a phone call and get her to speak at InvestFest. Do you see the contribution to this relationship now? Okay, we break bread together. That's the monetary value. But now guess what? I'm helping you with credibility and relationship and reputation as well as we extract this. So when you guys like give me examples, some people do different businesses, right? And so now let's say Stephanie, I know you're in credit repair, right? So Stephanie's in credit repair. And let's say she goes, okay, I can help people with credit, but you know what? Not only am I helping you with credit, but then who are you? What do you do? And what can we exchange and not exchange, but what can we develop over time? What else, who am I helping, and being intentional about who I help in the environments that I go to. So I've done something and I'll go in and go do business, right? Because marketing is one thing, right? We can target who we work for when we have value. But how often do people go and target certain industries? Like for me, I'm looking at learning how to buy and get into businesses. I want to make 100 million. Well, in order for me to do 100 million, I understand that I have to be around private equity. I got to be around family offices. I got to be around venture capitalists, right? And so what I started to do was started to speak to those audiences. I started to go and start learning where you guys business is struggling to where you can't get online and create revenue online. So since you guys struggle online with making money online, guess what happens? Is that I understand the attention economy. So instead of me telling them just pay me, I go, listen, you're going to pay me for a service, but guess what? I'm now getting to get what they're inviting me out. So now they're gaining my social equity, inviting me out and doing things. Does this make sense? I don't know if I'm, does this make sense, or you want me to go a step further, right? And let me know in the chat, is this making sense to y'all? Are y'all catching this, right? I'm going to give you a live example. I've done deals where, let's go, I'll use my relationship with Earn Your Leisure, since InvestFest is coming up right now, right? I'll use my relationship with Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure comes, boom. They're their brand, I'm my brand. We have nothing to do with each other. You became successful, you built what you've built, I've built what I've built. We do a podcast together. While doing the podcast together, we do an affiliate link and we end up being able to make money together. That was the monetary value, right? And it goes, okay, we're able to make money together. But what I realized is this. I said, man, this is one of the strongest media companies developing. This is 2020. This is one of the strongest media companies developing. Transaction, most people walk away and they quit. What I do is I go, nope, if the seeds have been planted and connections have been made, I always want to foster them. So from that point on, what I did was I had a event in Miami. When I do my event in Miami, I get Rick Ross to speak. I get Floyd Mayweather to speak. I put Floyd Mayweather on $1 million worth of game, but I put Rick Ross on EYL. Boom. That event sparked the seed for InvestFest. InvestFest goes on to become the biggest cultural event about entrepreneurship on the planet, right? Especially for African Americans, right? But throughout the time of them developing that, we develop relationships. We end up doing a joint venture and creating doing a joint venture and putting our learning platforms together, right? This is all off a podcast. So we do a joint venture, do our pod, we put our learning platforms together. All right. So now we make money together. We've planted things and now I have, guess what? It's a value exchange because not only did I add value and we made money off of your podcast, but I've also planted a seed and inspired you to grow and do InvestFest. What happens is now whenever opportunities present themselves, they're okay with me being able to make a call in and say, yo, can we do this? And they go, yes. I make a call in to one of my new partners and I say, yo, can you put them on InvestFest? Guess what? This will probably contribute a few $100,000 to our business because of this transaction, how I did not let it die down. Because I'm always looking at that. Then I go credibility and reputation. People are calling me from family offices saying, I'll put up $500,000 and give away to a small business at InvestFest. If you put up $500,000, me as the founder, I'm going to get 10%. So I'll make $50,000 off the rip. Then I say, well, in order for you to be involved with InvestFest, it's a minimum of 6 figures that you got to come up with. So now guess what? They're going to go over there. They're going to go and probably drop 100,000 to give $500,000 away off of this stage. That 100,000, they're going to have to pay me 10% finder fee off of that. So I'm up 60,000, but I'm also in a deal with a family office with a company now. Did not know the company is doing 400 million. They're doing 400 million a year. That's credibility and reputation because it's not my credibility and reputation. I don't own InvestFest, but because of our association and they know my direct connection to them, they come through me. Credibility and reputation. I don't know what other deals I'll make with this company that's doing 400 million a year, but automatically I know we're going to collect $50,000, $60,000 off of this. Do you see how when we're operating out here, don't ever get into a point where you look and you choose wisely who you do business with, who you connect to, because you want to look at the value exchange. Social equity. The same thing. I look at my brother Trap. Trap is one of the best speakers of our generation right now, right? Trap first time speaking on a major stage was at my event in Miami. First time getting on a major stage, biggest stage, boom, was in Miami. Has now speaking with Oprah and TD Jakes. I say, yo, to be able to plant seeds, these are relationships. So you start to look at relationship development. You never know when you see people who are moving in business, how you contribute to people who have their own motion and are willing to work. You never know how far they'll take it. My brother was just dope. And I'm like, yo, can you come speak? You got motion, you got value, you got a brand. Did not know it would spark that. But now guess what? If I wasn't doing my challenge, he's like, yo, we got the event with Oprah. Are you coming? But my timing conflicted. Do you see how these things all line up together? Sometimes we think about things as just monetary and we don't build and use our business to create this type of value. Y'all follow me so far? on kind of how we start to look at things. So don't go in business and think that I'm going to provide a service and I'm going to make money that way. You have to be very particular and very detailed and thoughtful and really not only disciplined, but intentional with who you do business with, how you do business, and the businesses that you set up. And how does your network of your clients contribute to the growth of these things and your other things that come outside of your one service and product that you deliver? All right. I tell you, I talk a lot, right? So now, another thing that we have to heal and get over with, another healing hurdle, right? One of the biggest healing hurdles that we have to overcome is our emotional relationship with money. We have to get over our emotional relationship with money. Do you understand why? Most of you guys as owners, when we get started, we're fueled by what we did not have. We're fueled by changing the trajectory of our life. As a kid growing up, man, I struggled. I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. Man, I never had nice things growing up. Oh man, I want to get this money and take care of my family. Like, man, I just seen my mom struggle for so long. So the reason that you're in business, like if you think about it, if I say, yo, what's your why? It's going to be tied to an emotional output. I don't want we're in business. This is not personal. I need y'all to understand, like, this is business. This is not personal. So what happens is that when you start to go, oh, you know what? When I'm building out my business, I don't want it to be tied to, so I don't, every time it's an emotional decision. Why? Emotional decisions they go up and down. Emotions fluctuate. Strategy, it doesn't fluctuate. Intention, it doesn't fluctuate. Discipline, it doesn't fluctuate. Your emotions are going to sway. You may be doing it for your mom. She might piss you off and now you don't want to do it no more. But if I'm doing it for strategy, if I'm doing it to be intentional, if I'm doing it to be disciplined and I'm working on my discipline, I'll be able to build forever. It won't sway. Do you got me? Like, I need to make sure that y'all understand me on this, right? Because these are the things that we have to heal. But understand that these are things that we do not look at like this. Most of the time when we go into business, we say, it's okay to do it for my kids. It's okay to do, I don't want to ever go through, I don't want my kids to live the life that I went through. But that's the farthest thing from the truth when you want to be successful. And I'm not speaking from a six-figure success. I'm speaking from 8 figures. Like, my goal is not to wire you guys to make 6 figures in business. My goal is to help you guys go out and do 8 figures. You need the framework and understanding. These are things that I realized because I started to see why I came up with so many people, but what was the counterpart that made me successful and others not? And the biggest thing was their emotional tie to their success of what they're doing it for. I can't have emotions because at any given time, if my intentions get crossed and they need to change, I can let it go. If my strategy no longer works, I can create a new one and let it go. If my discipline starts to slack, I can stick to it and get back on it because I can identify when I'm slacking. Being tied to something that's with your emotions, it's going to always pull at your heartstrings. And I don't want you guys there as business owners. So when we're going through these things and you like, you know what, like, I really just want to, like, if it goes like, you know, I just feel like, and you ever in business and you say, I feel, you're in the wrong place. Mentally, you're in the wrong place. You need to be in your mind, not your heart. I'd rather you say, I think. I think, not I feel. I need y'all to write that down. I think, I don't feel. I'm not an emotions will not help me become successful. I need you to think, not feel. All right? So listen, disconnect the emotions in your business and focus on your strategies, focus on being intentional, focus on discipline. Another healing hurdle. Most people misuse credit. Do you know why most people misuse credit? And today is that I want you guys, I'm digging into the way that you think and see things. So as we go through this, I want you guys to have a real clear understanding. Okay? Most people misuse credit because they treat it like money. I don't know. Some of y'all are like, what? Listen, credit and money are not the same. Credit is a tool with monetary value, not cash. Money is money. Let's never confuse the two. Money is money. It goes where credit can't. Credit gets misused because of the misunderstanding around how to use it. Credit has pros and cons. Money doesn't. There isn't a con to money. Once you get the money, you got it. Now you got to keep it. But having money is not, there isn't a con to money. I don't know if there isn't a con to money. Credit is a tool to get money. It's not money. And so often what happens is why I say people misuse credit is because they'll get it and they think it's money. And they don't realize all of the pros that come with credit. Or they don't identify the cons that come if they misuse it. Like Sis was saying earlier, somebody misused credit and they leverage it into business. The business failed, the credit is due. Oh, wait a minute, now we got two things we got to repay. And now my cash is responsible for it. But if I have the proper mindset of, okay, let me start to learn how to use credit as a tool. I use my cash as a tool. I got two tools fighting. But I know the overall outcome is to keep all of my money and let credit be the tool. I'll tell you one thing, the reason why Sister was winning is because I have cash flow. But I have debt. But you can't take my cash flow. I can always keep this. Credit, I can walk away and deal with it later. Cash flow, you can't. That cash flow, that money is money. So we got to realize, and what I want you guys to take away, the biggest thing about this is that when you look at credit, do not look at credit when you get it. Like how I told Sis earlier, she said, we got $25,000 credit card, a $50,000 credit card. We got this credit card. We got this credit card. And you realize that I want to educate you on the tool that you now have. How to properly deploy this tool to be a benefit to you and not be a liability. Because most people allow money to burn a hole in their pocket. And you don't want, and if you have those habits, when you get credit, you'll allow it to burn a hole in your pocket. I don't know who hear me tonight. If you get $10,000 and you be ready to spend it, you'll do the same thing with credit. And then at that point, credit does not become a tool, it becomes a cancer. Because it just enhances the bad habits that you have in your relationship with money. So as we move forward, going through this challenge, because I'm going to tell you a lot about credit, but I do not want you to look at credit and position it like it's money. I only want you to position it as a tool to help you. Some of you guys use credit to get into this challenge. Drop a 1 in the chat if you use credit to get in this challenge. Drop a 1 in the chat if you use credit to get in the challenge. Let's go. You used it to enhance your skill sets. You used it to enhance your business. You used it to get more information, to get around more entrepreneurs and build a bigger network. So now the access, because somebody else's money gave you access to it. Now you have to get an ROI on it to give it back. The good thing is that the ROI could be a 10x if executed properly. So now imagine that you come in here and I show you how to make an extra $10,000 a month in your business. You see how that was a tool? But imagine if you come in here and then you miss every call and you do nothing. You see the con? Because you still got to pay it back. And then if you let it ride, you end up paying interest on it. It's pros and cons. I want to be clear. I don't want to set a thing where I'm not the one. I don't want to set false expectations that, oh yeah, it's just all the upside and good. The upside is to make money. That's why it's credit to cash. I want you to learn how to leverage credit and go speak cash and be able to get cash. My biggest goal is to help entrepreneurs and you guys as business owners to go and start making money. Y'all got me? You might say my business credit. Let's go. All right. Millionaire thought pattern. Okay? Millionaire thought pattern. We're going to go into OPM. How many of y'all familiar with OPM? Like, how many of y'all like today is day one and I'm locking. I need to unlock the way that you think. I need to unlock the way that you operate. Because when I start teaching, I need the rest of these 5 days, I need you guys locked into a position where that mind is open, you able to digest, you able to hold on to it. Okay? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who went Diamond and VIP. I see y'all. I can see everybody on the Zoom is dope. I see all the interaction. I can see faces. I like the energy. All right. So listen, OPM, other people's money. A wealthy mindset in business is understanding that you don't use your own cash. You use OPM, other people's money. Right? Using cash is the worst way. Relying solely on credit is a broken mindset too. Your relationships, your brand, your likability all have value and they monetize. My first move isn't to spend my own money for a product or service. Instead, I ask, what value can I bring to the table so I don't have to use my cash in exchange? Somebody got to hear me tonight, right? I want to be 100% clear on something. When you think about OPM, people always think about using somebody else's money, and that is either cash or OPM, right? But we never look at relying on things like our relationships. We never think about using our brand. We never think about using our likeness, right? And so often is that one thing about it is with me is that I look at things, right? And I'll give you guys an example for this challenge that I did, right? When I did this challenge, one thing about it is that I did this challenge. And as I did this challenge, I said, okay, I'm going to have to run ads. So my team said, yeah, we're going to need about $100,000 in ad spend. I said, okay, $100,000 in ad spend. You make your money back off of ads. You got bridge sales, things like that, right? How many of you guys are familiar with webinars and online marketing, right? How many of you guys? So you guys are familiar with online marketing, things like that. So when you do a webinar, you do something like that, it costs ads. You spend money on ads. You try to recoup some of the money back off of like the bridge sale, the ebooks that once somebody registers, you give them upsells and downsells. You try to recoup some of your ad spend back there to then go ahead and get people to sign up and educate and register for you to be able to educate them and make an offer, right? And so one thing about it is that I said, okay, that's fine, but I'm recession proof. You remember how I said nothing, I'm never going to take money one way. The recession-proof mindset is I'm always going to make money 3 or 4 ways. It got to be 3 or 4 benefits for me. I always want to be insulated. I don't like to lose. They said $100,000 in ad spend. I said, all right. I said, so, and if the ads don't perform or something like that happens, then who gets cooked? Me. Bet, say less. I'm not putting my money up. So what I'm going to do is this. I went out and I used my likeness. And I said, you know what? I go to a company. I say, look, instead of you giving me an affiliate link, right? Because so often some of us will take affiliate links and to promote and do it. I said, no, instead of that, you can give me an affiliate link, but if I'm going to endorse your company, you're already an asset to me. You're an asset to me, and I'm an asset to you because I endorse your company. Well, let me reverse that. I'm an asset to you because I endorse your company. I'm teaching and educating on the services that you provide that I like and respect. But I don't have to. Do y'all hear me? I use your service. I like your service, but I don't have to. So we do a deal and they say, you know what? We know you don't have to. But for doing so, we'll back you and put $75,000 up. I need y'all to hear me. We'll back you, put $75,000 up. You know what that means? Is that now I no longer spend money on ads. So I'm going to use my likeness, endorse your company. I'll do promo and some other deals with you to bring awareness to your business. You're going to then, in exchange for me endorsing the company, give me an affiliate link and $75,000. So now I'm running ads. The bridge sales and all of that is all profit. I don't know if y'all hear me. The bridge sales is all profit. The ticket sales off the challenge is all profit. Anything off the is all profit. I didn't use nobody else's money. I used my likeliness. I used my brand. Sometimes I don't want to go out and spend money all the time. I got a partnership and a team member that, guess what? I said, I'll help you build your brand and your business out if you help control my organization and my company in this aspect. Even with employees, my videographer, I go, listen, we started out, we developed a relationship. I said, listen, if you create content for me, people will want to hire you. You can charge me $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and I'll pay it. But everybody that comes to me from you now, we're going to create a system and we're going to split it 60-40. And I'm going to help you create the system and put your framework in place. How long do you think it takes for the 60-40 to overcome what I'm paying over here to where I'm no longer paying for the service that you provide and I'm making money because of the value that I add to you? I need you to understand the framework is not always, when you say other people's money, I'm not looking at just trying to spend my money and save cash or use credit. I'm also developing my brand and my reputation so I can put it on the line and say, nah, you know what? If you're going to come over here, you're going to have to give me 100,000. You're going to have to give me 50,000. I use a system called WAP. I didn't put them in the webinar because I told them give me another 100,000, but they paid me to come to use their platform. But I said, if you want me to endorse it and you want me to create content around it and you want me to teach people on it, pay me. If not, I can teach people on whatever I want. It's my teachings. If you want me to educate people on your platform, bring me a check. Or I'm not doing anything extensive for it. Just is what it is. I'm in negotiations with Go High Level right now. My brand is bigger. I've developed a brand bigger than an affiliate link to where I'm going to work to make money from you. Fuck out of here. I'm not working for my own check. You're going to pay me to work and partner with you and incentivize me. We're not going to grease one. The hands are not going to get greased one way. What they say, we're not shucking and jiving. What we ain't, what Jay say, we're not something no more. I can't think of the line, right? But I just want to be clear as business owners at how we think. That at first you may not be in a position to do so, but realize what you're building to get to. How you're building to be positioned. When you do deals with people and walking in knowing your value to say, you know what? I ain't necessarily got to exchange money with you. What can I do? Like I literally is that cash is the last thing I want to exchange. Even sometimes on the way that we offer things and do things. Sometimes the way that we offer things and do things and position things. Sometimes we sell things at the wrong time. right? Yep, you know I ain't shucking and jiving, I ain't high-fiving. This ain't back in the day, right? Yep. Listen, so when we position ourselves and our brand, I don't want, as we get into other people's money, I want you to also look at, I can leverage the bank's money, but then I gotta build myself to be credible. I need to be able to cash on my own credit. Like I need to cash on my credibility. Like there's no interest on my credibility because I do good business. I show up and present myself to the world the best way that I can. So now my credibility is there. So anytime I say, yo, I want to extend and do a deal, it's easy. I don't know if y'all hear me or not. I just hope that as we go through this, right, is that designing your wealth identity, right? I want you guys to get into the point to where it's like, yo, what's your next level? So now as we start to unlock how we see things and how we get the framework or the foundation of who you need to be, how we need to get emotions out of this, how we need to structure our business to where we're looking at it is that not only for the one-sided transaction. So, did you get what I just laid out, right? The opportunity that I presented, right? Did y'all see how I just laid out the webinar system flow, right? Of how everything went, okay? Because I like to give real world examples, okay? I like to give real world examples of how things go, of business transactions, of things that I've done in deals that I've made. And so I'll give you guys an example, right? Which one I want to give you? I give you the private jet. So, right, when I bought my private jet, I'm chartering planes. I remember catching private jets, right? And I'm catching private jets, and I was using a membership portal. It cost me $7,500 for the year, right? It cost me $7,500 for the year, but it allowed me to get on empty legs for $200 or $300. So I can go and get on an empty leg anywhere in America for $200 or $300. Guess what happened at that point? If I can get on an empty leg, I can go get on a jet, create content, get the experience. That was my whole goal, y'all, is I wanted to get the experience. So once I started to be able to get the experience, I get on the jet, get the experience, and I start learning like, yo, I like this. So I find and get with a company, right? I get with a company and they started helping me like charter jets when I wanted to charter my own versus just catching an empty leg. Company called Vomos, okay? So Vomos would charter my jets and help me get jets. Perfect. Guess what happens next? Is that I go, you know what? I want to buy a plane. And they was like, yo, we'll broker the deal for you, right? He goes, yo, we'll broker the deal for you. But me as a businessman, I go, you'll broker the deal for me. What does this look like? And all I thought about was I had a friend that made over $100,000 a year on commission selling cars. So my thing is that what is this going to look like, right? What is this going to look like? What kind of commission do you make off of selling me a multi-million-dollar plane? Then he said, yo, we'll charter the plane for you and keep it booked. So you're going to manage it too. Okay, got it. I said, yo, I'm excited. I got the money, right? I said, we found a plane. I wired them the money and said, wait. Are you guys raising capital? Are you looking for partnerships? He said, what you thinking? My money's in your account and you know that there's a multiple six-figure check waiting. At this point, we can talk, right? Y'all hear me? Like at this point, he like, yeah, you want to deploy the money that I've sent you so you can get paid. Wait a minute. I'm thinking about something else. I said, got it. I want to be a part of the company. Since y'all going to run my company and I'm going to build it, a lot of attention is about to come. I'm going to get a lot of attention for people online for me buying a private jet. Guess what happens? They like, yep. I said, my plane won't be able to stay booked. I mean, my plane will stay booked, but after they book my plane, what are you going to do with the people that's inquiring that need jets? They said, we'll be able to book them on other planes. I said, okay, cool. I said, so then you're going to make more money. I said, bet. I said, let me give you $250,000 to be a part owner of this company. He said, how much? Like what? Let's make it make sense. We about to make money together. Because I want to make sure I can make money off the plane. I want to be insulated, or I may not want this plane. The plane goes, starts doing its thing. I had my highest month with my plane. I made $90,000. But I had a learning curve that I knew I don't know this industry. I'm not all the way in it. So I had 3 months where I lost $60,000. 3 months, 60,000. So I'm looking, I'm going, okay, sometimes I break even. Sometimes I make some money. But every month, this travel company I got is cutting me $10,000 to $20,000 a month. When I bought the plane because of online marketing, my income doubled that month. I made $2.3 million, $2.1 million that month buying a $2.3, $2.4 million plane. I made my money back for the plane that month in online. I was already making like $1 million a month selling online digital, but it doubled. So I can contribute another $1 million to it. But then the plane started not making me as much money, but it also saved me in taxes. So it gave me credibility to my brand for a young Black man, 31 years old, to buy a private jet. It generated me income. It opened up a relationship and partnership, and it saved me on taxes. And I get to brag and pop my shit that I bought a plane. Who's doing that? Put my logo on it. What are we talking about here? What? Do you realize that the plane, I learned, but I'll tell you downside. I did not know that when they said they managed the plane, they kept it booked. I didn't know I was supposed to tip my pilots for Christmas. I didn't know Christmas bonuses and things. I didn't know. I didn't operate in that. I didn't know. So my pilot quit. So I bled for 3 or 4 months on the plane. Then I ended up getting rid of it after 1.5 years, 2 years. I ended up selling it. But I kept stocking the company. See, if I would have just bought the plane, I would have just bled out. I would have saved money on taxes, made money on the internet, but I would have bled out. The savings that I got on taxes would have bled through the plane. But now the company that I got goes and gets valuated at over $120-something million. We get an offer from Goldman Sachs for $80 million. I cash out another $5-6 million off the deal that I. In a situation that I could have lost in, because I was recession proof and I thought about, fuck that. I'm negotiating who all making money? What all can I do? What all can I get? I'm not going into a one-sided transaction like a consumer. So I need you to understand is that when you go out here and we do deals and you see things, is that the way that we think, and we got to look at it and go, no, you know what? I got to be a shark. I'm not out here to be no goldfish. I'm not out here to play. I'm not out here to be nice. I'm not out here to be friendly. I'm not out here to be emotional. I'm out here to be a shark. And I'm coming to eat. I'm not getting in this business to be a goldfish. I'm getting in business to eat. Every day a shark wake up, it don't wake up with the mind of, you know what, I'm gonna let you live. If I see you, if I see opportunity, I eat. Ain't no I'm full. I could have just ate. I'm still coming to bite something. What's that? I'm not coming out here to be nice. You never see a nice shark just, you're not gonna see it. Great whites, I'm not docile. In business, you gotta come out here to be aggressive. But it does not mean that somebody else has to lose when you win. Everybody won in this deal. Still till today with my jet brokerage, because I have that partnership with the travel agency, guess what happens? I book a private island, costs well over $250,000, $260,000. Guess what? Because the jet brokerage gets it, and as a travel agent, we get a 10% kickback for the agency. So my travel broker get a 10% off the island. So we spend 200 plus thousand. That's 20 something almost $30,000 for to come back discounted because of this partnership that I still got. Because of a company that I bought when I bought the plane. Then when we book a jet, I'm getting $2,000 under what the market retail is. Plus, I'm getting a 5 to 15% tax deduction on it because of the company that we use. Come on, somebody got to hear me. I put myself in a position to always win in multiple ways. And every scenario will be different, but you have to look at it and you have to sometimes sit and think and go, wait a minute. How do I put somebody in a position when they can't tell me no? See, you don't ask somebody when they can tell you no. You ask them and put them in a position where it's compromising and you make it very hard to say no. That's where you start to think and you go, you know what? This is the time where they already ready to eat. They didn't put the napkin in their shirt. They didn't got the fork in. They ready to eat. And you say, no, wait right there. They hungry. They smell the food. Wait right there. Maybe we can make this a little bit better. Somebody hear me tonight. Listen, I need you to look at you and I need you to understand what's your next level look like, right? You can't grow into wealth with the same mindset that keeps you in a position where you need to grow. New results are going to require new beliefs. Your new results will require your new beliefs. So I need you guys, right? I want you guys to take a second and I want you to visualize 6 to 12 months. What would your financial identity look like? Like, what does your financial identity look like, right? I want to be clear, right? I want to be clear. I started out on a path. Dude on the right has always been my ego, even when I was the digger on the left. That's always been me. It's always how I feel. It's always how I see myself. No matter what I was going through, I was always me. I always seen the best version of myself. Even when I wasn't giving it to the world, internally, mentally, I'm always trying to be my best version of myself. And sometimes we get realizations where you start and then you get a realization where you look and go, wait a minute, this is not the best version that you're presenting of yourself to the world. That needs to correct too. Yeah, finances is there, but nah, we need to switch something. You got a hurdle to heal. It's something that's broken, you can make more money. Who's the version of yourself that you ain't met yet? Like, what does your life look like in a year? Are you out signing checks, being able to the right? I give scholarships out now. Building an amazing community, being able to connect with other entrepreneurs and be able to build with people from all around the world. Being able to get fly, go out and look good with people that look, feel, talk like me. So I ask you, and I want you to challenge yourself, and I challenge you is that I want you to sit and say, you know what? What does my personal life look like? Just me as an individual. See me jumping off the jet. I feel like I'm me. I feel good being me, but I'm so blessed to be around with others as well. I'm not isolated by myself. I'm contributing to my society because of the way that I think, the way that I operate. All of these things happen because of the way that I operate my business. And I changed and took my emotions out of it. I'm not in my feelings about how I do business. You got me? So these are the things that I want you guys to jump into, and so we can get to it. All right. So listen, I hope tonight, I actually got homework for you guys that I want to send out as we get ready to wrap tonight. I got homework that I want to get out. Okay. So I want you guys to write this down. I need you guys to write this homework down. Okay. I want you to list 3 assets you can invest in using OPM. Okay. I want you to write down 3 assets that you can invest in using OPM. I want you to research and write out 2 examples of businesses built with borrowed capital. Okay, research and write out two examples of businesses built with borrowed capital. I want you to audit your mindset on how you currently feel about using credit to grow. And I want you to fill out my wealth perspective shift worksheet. Okay, we're gonna send out the worksheet. It's a wealth perspective worksheet, okay, that I put together for you guys. The last 2 again. So list 3 assets you can invest in using OPM. Research, write out 2 examples of businesses built with borrowed capital. Audit your mindset, right? I want you to audit your mindset. How do you currently feel about using credit to grow? And then I want you to fill out my wealth perspective worksheet. Say it one more time for the people in the back. I got you. We'll drop it in that. We'll drop it in WAP. We'll drop it in WAP and things like that for everybody in the community. Okay. I want us to start before we jump into, because we're going into day 2, right? We're jumping into day 2 tomorrow. We'll be doing Q&A with all my VIP and Diamond members. Like if you're in general admission and you have not upgraded to VIP, if you want to be in the Q&A sessions, getting those bonus sessions, it's not too late to actually be able to upgrade. My team can send out a link. Can you drop a link for people who want to upgrade and be in that pre-session to where, you guys been on here for about an hour with us, but we get started 2 hours early, an hour early, and we go through Q&A and to where I'm asking you questions so I can personalize and dig deep into what it is you have going on, because we're going to go through a lot of things and a lot of mindset shifts. We're going to go through a lot of financial shifts, a lot of strategies that's needed to be deployed. If you want to be in that room, I suggest you upgrade. I highly suggest you upgrade. Tuck, is there anything else on my side?
No, that's it. That's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and get up here, y'all. Hey, team, can you spotlight me real quick? I got a few things. So yes, I just want to reiterate, if you are in general admission, if you're watching on YouTube right now, shout out to you all. I see Judy. What's up, Judy? We have, let me see. There we go. We have Beauty by Kayla. What's up? We have Katrina. Listen, if you are here, you got probably a free sneak peek invite link. All right. If you have not registered yet, I just want to let you know that tomorrow, this link will not work. So the YouTube link that you received today will not work. There's a brand new link tomorrow, and you need to go buy a ticket for a chance to have, this education tomorrow. So I just put in the YouTube chat at the very top, there's a pinned message where you can go buy your ticket. If you use the code SPECIAL, there's a promo code SPECIAL, you actually get a little discount on a VIP, platinum, or diamond ticket. What I'll say is tomorrow we are going to be giving away an iPad to 1 platinum or diamond member. So if you're a higher level ticket holder, we're giving away a diamond ticket. We're giving an iPad to a diamond or platinum ticket tomorrow. Okay. So if you're already platinum or diamond, there's nothing you need to do but show up tomorrow. You have to be in the room on day 2 for a chance to win. If you want to upgrade, if you're here and you're like, yo, I'm general admission, I'm VIP, I want a chance to win, go ahead, team, drop this customer support link in the chat. We have to drop a customer support because people are at different levels, right? So just drop the team, just drop that in the chat where you guys can go and upgrade. All right. So thank you, team, for dropping that. Drop it over in YouTube as well, or drop it to me and I'll drop it over in YouTube. So go to credittocashlive.com if you're watching on YouTube. Go use the promo code SPECIAL for a discount to get in the room. Okay. So tomorrow, Marcus, give us a quick sneak peek one more time about tomorrow. What will we diving into tomorrow for the people that are on the fence saying, should I upgrade? Should I get my seat? Give them a quick little rundown.
Listen, tomorrow we jump into. Wait a minute. Let me. I'm pulling up my. I'm actually going to talk. I might give a. Y'all know I talk a lot. Do you want me to give a sample of what we got coming? I'm like,
Yeah. Give me a little taste of what's coming in this week.
So you guys understand is that one thing about it is that we have to realize we're building. The goal is to help you guys build your business out, leveraging credit. Tonight we're talking about mindset. Tonight we talked about mindset. Tomorrow we're going to start jumping into foundational pieces when it comes to establishing that credit report to where you don't get denied. You don't have denials coming in. So tomorrow is one of the days where it's like super important where we start to jump into the credit so we can I want to get through credit. I want to get through funding so I can get into the deployment of capital to start building out business. And once we start building out the business from there, we grow and we scale it to the next level.
Let's go. Shout out to TJ just upgrading, getting a ticket. Shout out to Mr. Smith for just getting in. Let's go. So I see y'all working on getting those seats. Go ahead and upgrade. So tomorrow we start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our VIP Platinum and our Diamond members. So that's why you want to go with the higher ticket tiers. If you're watching in your GA right now and you want to upgrade, that's why you need to upgrade, because we have Q&A for an hour tomorrow. So show up. VIP, Platinum, Diamond, show up at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't upgrade right now, we're starting the main session for all general admission tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Now, I got a surprise. You guys like surprises, right? Put a yes in the chat if you like surprises one time for me. Mino says, so if I don't upgrade, you can't be on tomorrow's meeting. Well, if you hold a general admission ticket, yes, you'll have the main session, but you won't have Q&A with us. So here's my big surprise. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we're hosting a bonus mindset call. We really feel like it's important that you keep the momentum going this week and you keep working on this thing right here. So we're bringing in a special coach tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a special call. All right. You have to have a ticket, so you have to have at least general admission or above to have access to that bonus call. So we're bringing in a special guest. Marcus will not be teaching. He's a special guest that is specifically trained on mindset, changing your belief system. He will be in the room tomorrow at 9 a.m. Now, if you're on the West Coast, go to bed early, right? That's 6 a.m. your time, all right? But listen, we'll send you the link in the morning. We'll text it. We'll email it to you. We'll post it in all the groups. We're over delivering tomorrow, so be in the room 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time morning mindset call, all right? So that's all we got. Go do your assignment. We're going to drop the worksheet in the groups, and we're going to send it out in just a little bit to you all. So we're gonna make sure you all get that sheet that you guys can fill out before day 2 tomorrow. But everybody, thank you for being here. Listen, day number 2 tomorrow, kicking it off. Go to credit. What is it?
Somebody asked about the replay.
Yep, they'll be posting the WAP group. The team actually just loaded up the kickoff call, I think a little bit earlier. And so they'll drop this one in probably by the end of the night. So give us like 2 hours to trim this and re-upload it. And this will be in the WAP group. If you don't have the WAP group, go ahead and drop the support link one more time. If you don't have access to the WAP group, go ahead and message our team. We'll get you in there. But yeah, if you're in YouTube, I just dropped the link for you all as well to go ahead and contact support. So with that being said, everybody, it'll be posted in WAP in one of the modules there. So yes, WAP is an app that everybody should have access to if you're in the challenge and you have a ticket. So message our team. We'll get you in there ASAP, y'all. So have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's get it, y'all. Peace.
It'll be great.